YouTube, hello, welcome back to another video. This video is a little bit different. It's more of a case study type of video for Matt. Matt is CBS's longest serving client at the minute. He's a good friend. So I'm going to let him introduce himself and give his background and what he's comfortable to share. So Matt, who are you and what are you comfortable to talk about?
Okay, so as Steve said, my name is Matt. We've been working together for the last year and a half, 74 weeks to be precise. And in that time I have lost just over 27 kilos. So it was January 2024. I had just recently kind of started a new job after being made redundant from my previous job that I'd worked in for the last 18 years. So weight has kind of spiraled out of control.
How heavy did you get up to? Sorry, I asked him how heavy he got up to when he spiraled.
So I'd say in the January I was probably maybe 125 kilos thereabouts. Previously, at my heaviest weight I'd ever been was about 140, and previously lost weight with other weight loss kind of programs and stuff like that, but obviously not maintainable, so it all kind of went back on again. So
Weight Watchers and Slimming World, which doesn't work in the long term, does it?
well, no, it doesn't, no. So like, I'd followed Steve's page for a couple of years. I would have seen him when he trained in Fly Fit a couple of years back before he moved to Australia and stuff. So I would kind of throw a comment on posts. The odd time you might message back going, how are things, how are you getting on in the gym? The easiest answer is always, yeah, grand, yeah. When realistically I wasn't probably alright, didn't really know what I was doing. I was in the gym probably maybe 4 or 5 years, kind of thereabouts.
Just a background on that though, you have a taekwondo background, so the gym wasn't your go-to, is that correct?
Yeah, so I do martial arts as well, and I've been doing martial arts for on and off 22, 23 years. So weight training was never really kind of a big thing for me. It was always kind of stretching and all that type of stuff. But I suppose I kind of wanted to get into the gym just to kind of counterbalance the two of them together, just to see what it would look like. But obviously my weight was an issue. That was affecting my taekwondo, my ability to do certain things. So I would have been hiding away when it came to demos and stuff like that, or if my instructor asked me to do something, I'd be the one kind of shying away in the corner going, please don't ask me to throw a kick or do anything like this, because I'm not going to be able to hold my leg up. And it was getting to a point where I was starting to run out of taekwondo uniforms that they didn't seem to make them any bigger. I think the one I had before starting, I think, was the biggest one that they make. So probably the equivalent to maybe a 3 or 4 XL top type of thing. But
And just for comparison, we will segue into Hyrox that we're doing on Friday, but we got these vests. One, I don't think Matt would ever wear a vest when he was roughly 120 to 140 kilo, but what size was this vest that we got you?
The one I have that I'm going to wear on Friday is a large.
So from a 3 or 4 XL down to a large. Not bad, not bad. But Taekwondo, and then you joined CBS, and there was a bit of back and forth for a while before you joined CBS. There was a couple of messages, always seeing how you were. Yes, you're always saying you were grand. I could probably tell you weren't grand because I could see that you weren't progressing. So what was the biggest thing to you actually wanting to take the step to join CBS?
So I think realistically, starting a new job, the job I was previously in, I was proficient in that. I was confident in that. I knew everything about that job. So then fast forward, put me in a brand new job that I knew nothing about. I was very much on the fence. So I was like, right, time to do something, time to reinvent yourself and start afresh. So why not try and do a new job and a new kind of program at the same time? So yeah, there was a bit of back and forth. We talked maybe about a month probably before we jumped on a call. and I was due to start the week after I came back off holidays, but I lost my nanny while actually we were on holidays. So we kind of put that on a back burner for another week, which probably meant another couple of kilos had gone back on from funeral sambos and soup and all that type of stuff. But no, we jumped straight back in then after that, and then we've got to work basically.
That was 74 weeks ago. That brings a smile to my face every time I see the check-in, because the way I work my check-ins, I have what week we're on. And when I see week 74, it's just like, that's crazy. Like, you're coming up on nearly a year and a half technically there, which is fantastic. What is the biggest or most enjoyable thing that you've learned or done in CBS over the last 74 weeks, besides hurling abuse at me, obviously?
I suppose I think the best thing I've gotten from it is probably that bit of confidence. I would have conversations with people in classes that I do and stuff like that, and they're telling me, you're well able to do this, you're well able to do that, whereas I'd be the first one to knock myself down, and purely do that because if I knock myself down first when someone else does it, it gets an awful lot easier to kind of bounce back.
You used to be. You're not that person anymore.
No. I suppose as well, like when we first started, Steve was like, right, I want check-in photos each week, I want videos in the gym, and I'm going, Christ, I have to stand somewhere in the house and take these pictures. That's fine, I can do it before anyone else gets up in the morning, so no one sees me doing it, that's grand. But I'm standing in the gym with younger people beside me that are fitter than me, that look totally different to me, and I have to take out my camera and start recording myself doing stuff. So needless to say, that was probably the hardest thing that I've done probably so far, apart from this maybe. But I would have hit, like, starting off, you would hide away in the corner, kind of like into a corner in the gym and take the videos where no one can really see it. But now I'm not too bad. I'm not nowhere near better at it, like great at doing it, but I'm probably 10 times better than I was when we first started doing them.
So to dive into that a little bit, Matt has given me an average of, I'd say, 4 or 5 videos a week, every single week for video analysis. When he gives me them videos for video analysis, he gets feedback on what he's doing, what he shouldn't be doing, and what he can do better. Has that benefited you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think probably there was 1 or 2 videos at the very start that I was probably more comfortable doing. So it was like a cable crunch and a cable lateral raise. Now, you probably got maybe 20 of them, and probably for 20 of them, they were technically incorrect, even though I was like, no, they look better than last week's, but there was always something in it. But I think now it's gotten to a point where I think I sent you a video maybe 2 months ago or something like that, and I was like, look where we started and look where we are now, and like they're polar opposites to where they were like to begin with. So using like correct technique and stuff like that, knowing that when I'm actually working a particular set or working a particular muscle, I actually feel the benefit of doing it now.
So it's gotten to the point now where Matt will only really send me something that he wants to be corrected, and I will tell him, if he sends me a video and it's perfect, this is fine, you don't need to send this to me again. If you feel like you're increasing the load or it's starting to feel like you're not connecting to it anymore, send it back to me. But nearly every week there's some sort of new video in there for him to improve on. So you can imagine the amount of technique analysis he's got over the last 74 weeks and how long that will stand to him in his journey down the line. Let's segue into what's coming up. Okay, so we've got a decent background in regards to your weight, sitting at 140 previously, started in CBS at 120. You're now down to 97. 93 and a half, I stand corrected. So there's 27 kilos gone there in 74 weeks. That's an average of 350 grams a week. We done the maths earlier. But the biggest thing is now Matt at 140 kilos, and I'm saying this from my point of view, wouldn't have dreamt of going on a run. Never mind thinking about doing a Hyrox. Never mind being 18 weeks into a Hyrox prep with some classes, and at least 12 weeks in a Hyrox prep in CBS, which is a little bit more specific to him than the classes that he's doing. We're now 2 days out. How does it feel being 2 days out, firstly, and how are you feeling for the Hyrox?
2 days out, I'm probably still slightly bricking it, because you're kind of like, what's going to happen on Friday. Like, is it all going to go well, or is it all going to fall apart? But no, I welcome the challenge. Like, I've done one sim on my own. I've done 2 sims as doubles, so I know technically I can do all of it. So it's just more so kind of putting all that work that I've done over the last 18 weeks into practice, and just absolutely ripping into it on Friday.
So for this Friday, we've done a Hyrox sim here in this gym, in this room. We got 111. We can't really say how specific the sim is to Hyrox, because anybody that does sims realises how different it is when it's on the day. There's a lot more adrenaline, there's a lot more people. The runs seem so much longer. But we have the target of 110, sub 110. I know it's achievable, especially with the work that he's put in, which is fantastic. So Matt, Hyrox this Friday, you're feeling good?
Yeah.
Do you think that 74 weeks ago you would have done something like this?
No, not a chance. No.
Not a chance. Cool, well, we'll leave it here. So we'll wish us good luck on Friday. We'll pop back in on Friday morning with a little video to see how we're feeling. We'll try and get a little bit of footage of the race, but I don't think we're going to get much. And then we'll have a debrief afterwards over a couple of pints. But we just got in here, we're having a look at the course, having a look at how busy it is, how people are doing. Matt looks a bit nervous. How are you feeling?
Yeah, grand. That's all I'm going to say all day long is, yeah, grand.
I've been asking him how he's feeling the last 3 days, and all he said is, yeah, grand. How are you really feeling?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Nervous, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's some buzz, it's really, really good. The course is kind of mapped out very nice, where all the stations are beside each other. When I done one in Malaga or Poland, you had to go from A to C back to B, so they're literally one after the other, so there's not that much thinking in it. The only thing that we have to think about is the laps. There's 3 laps on your first one, 4 laps for the rest, and 3 laps on your last one before wall balls. Let's get it. All right. It's going to be a bit loud because of the water. A little bit of a debrief after yesterday. Sitting in the cold plunge. We'll try and do 3 or 5 minutes here. But we'll just run through the plan real quick that we had. I'll let you start. The ski and...
So the plan for yesterday?
Yeah.
So the plan for going into yesterday was the run, take the first run easy, into the ski, 125s each, back out on the run. The runs were 2 to 7 then, or 2 to 8, should have been 5:30 ish, depending on how knackered we were.
I fucked up on the ski. I miscalculated because I was trying to calculate the 125 every time. That was pretty difficult. But then sled push, sled pull, we done half a length each. That was easy. That was pretty cruisy. Then burpees, we flew burpees. It was grand. The run after the burpees, my heart rate hit 200 beats per minute, so I had to slow it right down. I think that was probably our longest run. After that then was farmers carries. We done 1 lap each. We did one lap each, ran that whole thing. Came out of that then. Lunges. I got done for lunges. No penalty, but your man was giving out to me a little bit. And then we came into wall balls.
Wall balls, we decided then we would do 15 each to start off, so 2 sets of 15, and then we do 2 sets of 10 each. Fairly easy, I think. There was 1 or 2 reps that we missed the sensor by, but
we had about 7.
yeah, I think I had 3.
I definitely had a few.
Yeah, but I was a little bit worried about the wall balls and getting the sensor, just on 1 or 2 conversations with other people that had missed it previously, so I was happy enough that I was managing to get depth and the height with them.
We had a really good judge as well for the wall balls, which actually made a big difference. She was class. But I was going to say something there. oh well, we went out and we just wanted to enjoy it, right? But me being very competitive, I was like, yeah, we'll enjoy it, but we'll want sub 110 as well. Do you know what I mean? We ended up getting 110, 13, which is fantastic. Matt's first race. So question for you, Matt. How did you find yesterday compared to what you think it was going to be like? And what do you think is next?
So going into yesterday, I suppose realistically I just wanted to finish it, not collapse halfway around the course or anything like that. I enjoyed it, really did enjoy it. Still kind of buzzing today after yesterday. Like throwing a few videos up on Instagram and like likes coming in from people and everyone kind of saying like how well I done and smashed it and did this, that and the other. Like it kind of pushes you on to do another one. Like we spoke yesterday after it, kind of going singles, maybe not thereabouts yet. But I have, like I told Steve on Wednesday, that I have Troika booked for January as a solo. So pretty much the same as Hyrox, just a little shorter running, but I know that my running needs to be better.
So that was your first fitness event. Do you see this now being something that you're going to try and do continuously? Yeah, I definitely say I would. I think talking to one of the lads that does the class there today, like we were saying, he didn't get a chance to do it on Wednesday just due to illness, but there's a great buzz with the group that we have in the gym on the classes we do on a Sunday and the class we do with Kyle on a Tuesday. Like everybody's kind of supporting you, even running around the course yesterday. There was a couple of them standing alongside and you could hear them shouting like, go on Steve, go on Matt. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of gives you that bit more of a boost. Everyone looks out for each other, like definitely. So I think definitely I'll be doing more. It's a really big community-based type of thing, do you know what I mean? And then you can enjoy yourself as well around the course, not take it too seriously, and then obviously a couple of points afterwards as well. A bit of team bonding, we'll say. But we'll wrap it up here. Matt has smashed it. And I was saying it to him yesterday, it's the first step in a big right direction for him in regards to the community-based fitness events where you can push yourself but also not be too harsh on yourself as well. So, told you yesterday, mate, but proud of you. Well done. Wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.